CodeEd teaches computer science to girls from underserved communities starting in middle school.
I had been teaching at Stanford, and Angie and I were talking about class demographics. In my class were there were not very many women. Most of the students tended to be from upper middle class families, and we felt that it was a shame because there was so much power and potential to learning programming, and it was not reaching the people who it could help the most. And so Angie suggested that we start working with underserved young girls.
In 2008, only 18% of college students graduating with computer science degrees were women, down from 37% in 1985.
One of our clear goals is to change the image of computer science and computing with these girls. The way that we make it engaging for these girls is by allowing them to do a website on anything that they care about so that they see this as self-expression.
It's fun, and it's fun for other people to know information that comes out of my head.
I thought it would be fun, like people could see my great ideas.
It's fun to make your own website because you want people to come on your website.
I think this program especially has had a huge impact. We're dealing with a lot of girls especially that don't have a lot of opportunities to be in an environment where they feel safe.
I'm very passionate about this is a great career choice for these girls. Not only does it provide flexibility and upward mobility for this demographic, but there's clearly a need for this. There's clearly lots of programs and schools that want us and lots of girls that we can help. We just need to serve more.
I'm the next Bill Gates.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking right now.
We're on the wrong side of the digital divide, right?
But let me ask you this.
What's the one thing they all had in common?
Early access to technology.
I'm not just talking about dumping a computer in a classroom.
That's not enough.
I'm talking about mentors.
Teachers.
People who help us learn not just how to use computers, but how to build websites.
Programs.
Code.
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 That's why I'm a part of Code Now.
Code Now teaches us how to master the language of the 21st century.
Now, let me ask you this.
If I have the same access to technology as you do, who's gonna stop me?
Who's gonna stop me?
Who's gonna stop me?
It makes it clear, because I thought programming was really hard and I don't know, the old science fiction movies, there's this black screen and people typing like this, but it's relaxed, kind of, sort of.
I think it's going to change my path because it actually makes me want to pursue the whole technology business altogether.
I've accomplished something and I'm understanding every single piece of it, what every code that I write, what it does, and I can see my own work, and it's pretty good.
Yes, it's extremely interesting in coding now. It's very fun.
If you don't know nothing about programming, you should get into it because it's really helpful. It'll be helpful in your life.
I love it. So I get up every morning to come and do it.
It's summertime, and that means water parks, baseball games, and math camp. You would think that programs like Texas State University's MathWorks Summer Camp wouldn't measure up to a kid's definition of fun, but you'd be surprised.
If y equals something, then what does yx equal?
Confused yet? You may be more surprised how excited students really are about facing a challenge like algebra head-on.
First it was a little hard figuring out what x, y, and all those letters meant, but I got the hang of it.
Students are taught by Texas State University faculty and mentored by undergraduate counselors. They're also engaged in original research projects that involve some degree of advanced forms of mathematics, which lets them learn to actively think on their own.
They learn problem solving, they learn math, they learn algebra, they learn some geometry. It's a combination of all of those things. But really they learn how to think carefully and deeply about problems while having fun doing it.
And just ponder this, those same students spending their summer solving for X could one day use algebra and physics to develop new water park attractions that keep places like Schlitterbahn up and running. Hardy Meredith, News 8 Austin.
name is Allison. My age is 9.5, and I like computer science club because it's fun, and when you get older, you need to know a lot about computers.
What we're doing is this is basically what I think, that we're like doing the robot thing to make like a personal robot. And there's 6 things that the robot can do. The robot can move left, the robot can move right. The robot can move pick up and put down. The robot can turn left and then it can turn right. It's to be a robot, and we use cups as like placing them, doing this, and we write them on paper.
Wait, hold on. Pick up, move, 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn, 2. Oh, oops. Let's play with it.
I want everybody to know that everybody should get into the habit of programming robots and stuff like that.
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।
मेरा नाम नोमिता है।
मेरा नाम ममता है।
मेरा नाम आरती है।
मेरा नाम सरस्वती है।
मैंने कंप्यूटर गर्मियों की छुट्टी में स्टार्ट की थी सीखना, और गायत्री दीदी हमें सिखाती थी, जो बहुत अच्छे से सिखाती थी। ये ऐसे नहीं सिखाती थी कि वो मतलब टीचर है, वो एक फ्रेंड की तरह सिखाती थी।
I have stayed in this locality for a long time. I have been working with these girls for more than a year now. We did a workshop on basic computer education for these girls for 10 days, and within those 10 days we saw tremendous change in the confidence level of these girls.
बहुत कुछ करा मैंने, बहुत फन करा, जिससे मैं कंप्यूटर से बहुत डरती थी। उस टाइम पे मेरे को डर नहीं लगा, बिल्कुल क्लोज हो गई थी मैं, बहुत अच्छा लगा था मेरे को। पहले जब मैं वर्कशॉप में मतलब काम नहीं की थी, उससे पहले मैं ज़्यादा कंप्यूटर के बारे में जानती नहीं थी, बस ऑन करते थे या फिर ड्राइंग बनाते थे, बस इतना ही। पर अब तो हम बहुत कुछ करते हैं, टाइपिंग करते हैं, कंप्यूटर ऑन करके इंटरनेट से कुछ भी सर्च करते हैं।
They started to think about a future, what they would like to do as a career. They started to think about social challenges that they are facing. What are they? Why they are caused? And they started to question various things.
हमारे जिस समाज में हम रहते हैं वहाँ लड़कियों को कुछ खास नहीं माना जाता.
It's not just about learning technology. It's about tackling social issues using technology.
My name is David Attenborough, and I gave the Christmas lectures on animal behaviour in 1973.
You might think that the orangutan would be a very good subject to try and teach to talk. Actually not so, and for quite interesting reasons. That the orangutan is, in the wild, a very solitary animal. Now, there we are. Now, I regret to have to tell you, ow!
In those days, they were all live. I found it an extremely difficult thing to do, partly because I tried to remain true to the traditions of the lecture, which is that if you make a statement, you have to prove it. Now, that's okay when you're talking about producing carbon dioxide by pouring hydrochloric acid on marble chips, that's fine. But when you want to say something about animal behavior, animals aren't just chemical substances, they have minds of their own. And also, not only that, but they have to run to time. So you had to produce a series of experiments in which animals were going to do things, and if they didn't do it in the time allocated, well, then you just had to move on to the next thing.
I never liked mice. Knowing my luck, these two champion Indian hill miners will now, from this moment onward, be as silent as the grave. But there we are. Polly, put the kettle on.
Polly, put the kettle on.
I gave them lectures way back in 1973. It was a hair-raising experience, but I'm sure they're just as good today as they ever were, and I hope you'll enjoy them.